so we ain't ready yet. What you want to do?
What is that y'all keep giving me? I'm telling y'all, stop. Like, I could really cry right now.
She loyal, she cute, putting all that bullshit on mute. She fleek, she smart, in a body, a work of art.
Hello, beautiful people. It is your girl, Choice, the one, the only. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe, like this video, comment, and all that good stuff. Join the fam bam, okay? We lit over here, whatever. But if you are returning, you already know what it is. So clearly today I'm gonna be letting you guys in a little bit more. A few months ago, I think it was about 3 months ago, I did a poll on my community tab and I asked you guys if you wanted the vlog or our birth story, and you picked the vlog. So I gave you guys the vlog, and I'm glad you picked the vlog because I was not ready to talk about it. I wasn't ready to talk about it, but now I'm ready to talk about it. I'm gonna tell you guys basically the back end of what all happened in between that vlog, basically like everything you didn't see in the vlog. So yeah, this is our birth story. Grab you a drink, child. I got me some agua in here, but get you whatever you feel like having. Get you a snack and come back, okay? And also I have a playlist of all of my pregnancy vlogs and videos and everything of that nature. I'm gonna link that all down below so you guys can check it out either before or after this video. Do it in whatever order you want to do it, but do it, okay? And make sure you click subscribe too. But let's just get into it. So boom, I got induced. I passed my due date. I was due, I'm not gonna tell you when I was due, but I was about 38 weeks pregnant or so when I scheduled my induction date. So I scheduled my induction date for a week and a half after my due date. So when it was time to get induced, y'all saw all of that in the vlog. They called me and was like, yeah, so we ain't ready yet. So you can't come in here yet because like you're gonna be in the waiting room anyway, like, you know. So what you want to do? You want to come in and wait here in the waiting room? That could take all night, you know, maybe till tomorrow. Or you could be comfortable in your own house and just like go to sleep, and we'll call you in the morning and let you know if we got anything for you. I'm like, oh, word. Yeah, it's like that because I'm not in active labor. So they can do whatever they want with me. Like, oh, yeah, you gotta wait. You know, so, okay. I feel that, you know. I'm Bronx thorough, you know what I'm saying? I could take that on the chin. Okay, cool. It low-key was annoying because, you know, my husband took off of work and everything like that. It's like, not only did he take off of work, he started his leave today. Okay? He started his whole leave today. So, if it ain't tomorrow, y'all better come deliver this baby in my house because, come on. But we ended up going that following morning. They called me like, oh, we got everything ready for you guys. So, da, da, da. They were not at all mean about any of this. They were so nice. But obviously that's how it felt to me, you know. Sidebar, I was going to like a care facility. It's not necessarily a clinic, but it's like a care facility for pregnant women or women in general, really. They were communicating with me, and so was the private hospital that I was gonna give birth at because they work together. So boom, I love the fact that they were both letting me know things like literally like 5 minutes apart. It was not like, oh, why is this and why, like, no, it was great communication and everything. Like, okay, compared to what I had to deal with my first time around, I was so glad that I chose to work with this care facility. Okay, that still doesn't change the fact that this was like horror for me. Okay, so boom, we finally get to the hospital. My dad still ended up taking me because, as you guys can tell in the vlog, my dad was supposed to take us that night. Thankfully, my dad was able to like be available the next morning again because that was just like, come on now, come on now. And then, you know, I already have a baby, so I have to make sure that he's taken care of while we gonna be in the hospital for X amount of days, you know what I'm saying? So that was already like in itself, like, come on now, I'm not going when I said I was going. Now I gotta go this time. But it worked out, so I'm not stressing it, right? So then we get to the hospital. I show you guys my room and everything like that on the vlog. They checked if I was dilated. I practically wasn't. I was only 1 centimeter dilated, so boo. Like, you know, you want to be dilated obviously if you think you're about to have this baby anytime soon. So what did that mean? Okay, start the induction. I got the balloon, which means they put a balloon in there and they blow it up a little bit, and then when you dilate, it starts to come out. This is a private hospital. I got a peanut ball, a yoga ball, and all of this stuff. So when the balloon came out, I was 3.5 centimeters dilated, and then no changes for about 8 hours, I would say. I was bouncing on the yoga ball, moving around, da 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 da. They put me on the wireless monitors on my stomach and everything like that, so I was able to stay active and everything. No epidural, no none of that. I'm just moving around, just trying to live my natural life and have a natural situation, you know what I'm saying? However, oh, I'm laughing now, but I was going through it, okay, in my brain, but I wasn't like letting that show. Everybody thought I handled it very well. Even my midwife told me that, okay? My husband said it. Everybody said it, okay? And I didn't realize how well I was handling it until me telling this story, thinking that I'm thinking about everything, because before I turned this camera on, I was thinking about everything I was going to say. I'm like, wow, I did handle it well. From when they called me to tell me I couldn't come in, to when they told me I was 1 centimeter dilated, to when they told me I wasn't dilating anymore, to when they asked me if I just want to have a C-section or what. Like, girl, I'm moving too fast. So what happened was, they started me up on Pitocin, and they was like boosting up the levels more and more to basically get me to dilate and get me to contract in order to dilate. So when you have contractions, that's when you're dilating. And so I was having contractions when they was giving me the Pitocin, but barely. I was even handling the contractions really well because they was seeing them spike up, but I was not like reacting the way that they thought that I would based off of the charts. So they were just saying like, yeah, it's not like, it's not really doing anything, because when they came back to see if I was dilated anymore, I really wasn't. I didn't go past 16 centimeters. So yeah, then this is already the next day now, the whole next day, and they're like, okay, so what do you want to do? They let me know they're not pressuring me to do anything. If you want to give natural birth, we can try this thing again, or you can just get a C-section, or you know, whatever. It's all up to you. So what do you want to do? We'll give you time to think about it, and then you let us know what you want to do when we get back. Me and my husband talked about it. He let me know that it's up to me. Whatever I want to do is my body. Whatever you feel comfortable with doing, whatever you feel safe with, you do. I said, okay, we're gonna try again. I want to push my baby out. I wanted to push the first one out, okay? However, sometimes it doesn't go the way that you want it to go. But the reason why the Pitocin had to start all over again is because they had to stop it. The levels just started going crazy. They were saying the baby's heart rate was dropping and da 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 da. Come to find out, the freaking monitors that they had on me, the wireless monitors, I guess they were dying. The battery was dying because it's wireless. So they hooked me back onto the ones that are plugged up, And thankfully my baby's heart rate was just fine. I was just fine. So I said, we're gonna try this thing again. Give me the Pitocin. And when we get to a certain number, the level, I asked the nurse, what is the highest level that you guys normally give a person of Pitocin? She told me we normally stop at 30. 30 is at the level where they're contracted enough, like they have the baby. So with that answer, I told myself, okay, y'all can give me the Pitocin, run it, and if I don't contract before that number, it's clipped. Like, we're not doing this over and over and over and over. After we found out that everything was actually okay with me and my baby, thankfully, we proceeded on to the plan, which was to start the Pitocin over, bring it up gradually, and hopefully I go into labor. Hopefully we just get this baby out naturally, okay? And by that I mean push the baby out. I wanted to push, okay? But that still didn't happen. So I decided to just get a C-section. So since I decided that before I was in any labor or anything like that, like literally once they disconnected me, I was in no pain, no nothing. I was chilling like a villain. Like I would get a little contraction here and there, but it was like nothing. Literally Braxton Hicks. Like literally. I was just sitting there chilling, waiting to go into surgery. And I was panicking inside a little bit. I'm not gonna hold you. I am not gonna yai, okay? Just a teensy weensy bit. That was because obviously you think of all the things that could happen, that could not happen. You know, it's just a scary thing to go into surgery when you were not expecting it. Even if you was expecting it, child, you're gonna have them thoughts. But you know what? I kept it cool. I just like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, it didn't work out that way. We tried again, and it still didn't work. So one thing I will say, I didn't feel forced or anything like I did previously with my first son. I feel like that's what made me feel content with my decision, and I didn't let myself get like too overwhelmed and like scared and stuff. Like, I don't live my life in fear. That's one thing. However, it was very nerve-wracking. So now that I know I'm about to get this surgery, I'm just there like staying calm and breathing, like you know, my husband's checking on me like, you sure you want to do this? You okay with that? He is just great, amazing. He took notes from the first baby and he did even better this time. The first time, child. But I think it was because the contractions was way worse the first time around. So maybe that's why. Because you know, when you having them contractions, you just be like, shut the f up. Like, you know. But like, he was just such a support system. Grateful. So anyways, now it's time for the surgery. So I have to walk into the OR. I had to go in first, and then they brought him in after. And I'm walking, I'm just fine. I'm getting chills because I can literally picture this white room, like nothing going on up top, okay? Obviously just white, and then on the bottom is just all these things like the bed, the this, the that, those things, those, what are those things that they move around, the thing that they put the IV and all that on, like those, a few of those things, a few POS systems, but everything is like white. It just looks like a movie, okay? And that's when my heart just dropped down to my stomach, and I'm like, because this is completely different. I had a C-section with my first son, so I remember what that OR looks like, but it wasn't like a white blank room and all that stuff. But this time I walked in there. Like, they didn't wheel me on the bed over to the next room. Like, no, I walked in there and sat on the bed and laid down. It was a bunch of stuff going on, them talking to each other, moving so fast, da, 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 da. They said they gonna numb me up and all that and get ready to go. I had to get an epidural. because if you didn't know, now you know. You have to actually get that to get a C-section. I got my epidural. After that, I laid down on the bed, and then they just put this, it's like they pulled the freaking wall out of nowhere across me, because I'm thinking like, how are they gonna do this when I first walked in? And then I'm just like, what? They pulled the freaking thing out of nowhere like a rabbit out of a hat and put it over me or whatever, so now I can't see anything across from me or whatever. Then that's when they bring my husband in, and he's over here. It's him and my midwife and 2 other doctors next to them. They get the procedure going. Everything seemed to be going just great. Then they keep on injecting me with something. What is that y'all keep giving me? I'm telling y'all, stop giving, because I told them, don't give me that. Whatever y'all trying to give me, stop giving me that, because you ain't even asked me what, if I want this, can I have it? No, stop giving me whatever y'all giving me. Stop. I'm literally talking to them. And they like, oh, we have to give you this. Your blood pressure keeps on going up. Magically, I can't swallow. Like now I feel like I'm starting to choke. I just couldn't swallow. If you ever had that feeling before that you couldn't, I mean, if it ever happened to you where you couldn't swallow, it's just like so scary. It just feels like, oh my God, now I can't breathe. But I'm laying down on an operation table. They're like, your blood pressure, we have to give you this, da, 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 da. But you're not telling me what it is. You're not telling me how much of it. You're not telling me nothing. You're just giving me something. And there's not much I can do. I'm just on the table and they just giving me what they gotta give me, what they saying they gotta give me. I don't know if it was rising or if it was dropping. I don't remember. But I think they said that it was dropping. Anywho, at that point when they're telling me that they have to give it to me, I'm just like, you know, they know what they have to do to help me. So, you know, at that point, I'm just like, all right, you know, I just try to calm down. But then this is when I cannot swallow anymore. And I start panicking, I start crying. And then I had these thoughts in my head like, don't panic, don't cry, because then it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. So I calmed myself down. I literally had a panic attack for like a good minute before it stopped, because you know when you're crying, your body continues to cry even though you want to stop crying. Like that was what was happening. Like once the crying started, it was hard for me to stop it, because my brain like almost immediately said, no, don't cry, just calm down. But I was like choking and everything, so it was just hard for me to stop crying. But I did stop crying. I still couldn't swallow, but my midwife was next to me. She got like a basin or something and put it next to my face, and she's like, just spit, don't worry about swallowing, just spit it out. So I'm like, okay. So I'm calm, whatever. I'm just breathing, because I could breathe. Thankfully I could breathe. So I was like, you know what, you're right, I can't swallow it, but I will spit it out. So that's what I was doing. Like once I gathered enough spit, I would spit like that, just like that. And then I calmed down enough. It was in the midst of me trying to calm myself down that I saw them giving me more of that medicine, whatever the medication was. I saw them giving me more of that. I'm like, but why you keep giving it to me though? Like I'm getting real, like I could get up and fight. Like I'm getting like that with them. Like I could get up and fight. Like, yeah, I'm literally like, I'm acting like I could really square up with them, but it really got me tight. Like I don't like this, what y'all doing right here, because y'all giving me medication, y'all not announcing it like y'all supposed to. Even if I'm not like, you know, all the way there, my husband is right here, so at least he can be my ears and eyes, right? However, y'all just doing things and not announcing it. Now neither one of us know what y'all giving me, you know. They claim they're giving it to me to help me out, and I do believe them. However, I didn't appreciate the way that they did it, you know. So it was just like, okay. So now I don't know how many minutes that whole spitting was happening until I was able to swallow again. Once I was able to swallow again, I got so happy. I told my midwife, I'm like, I really couldn't see my husband because he's so tall, and my midwife was sitting down, so her head was like right here. I'm laying down and I'm like, I could see him, but unless I go like that, which was like kind of messing with my throat, and I'm trying to like focus on breathing to not, because the swallow situation. So I wasn't really trying to force myself to look up at him. She was holding my hand and everything when the whole swallowing thing happened. And FYI, I was not able to swallow as a reaction to the medication that they gave me. It was an allergic reaction. So long story short, the procedure was done. And the worst part about the actual C-section procedure was when I walked in, it just looked surgical. Secondly, it was the fact that they were giving me medication without my knowledge or consent. Obviously, I gained knowledge from seeing them, but they didn't give me knowledge on their own, you know? And I don't even know if that was the first time they gave it to me when I saw them give it to me. You won't know until you're in my body, in my position, in my shoes, in my feet, on that bed, in that room. You know what I'm saying? Because it just felt like my vision was completely different the moment I lay down on that bed. Okay? And then third was obviously the fact that I could not swallow for several minutes. So that was the worst part of that. Before I went into the OR, I signed a form. On that paper, it asked me if anything were to happen, am I okay with the emergency blood transfusion or XYZ. I definitely signed that. But after the procedure, I am in recovery. The recovery rooms are like not really rooms, they're just one big room separated by curtains. When I got in there, it's like I'm up and very aware, but I'm just trying to keep myself aware and trying to keep myself alert. And I'm noticing that I want to go to sleep so bad. I'm literally just like up, but I'm just like, you know, because it didn't feel like I was falling asleep, but it felt like I was so tired. Like it felt like I wanted to go to sleep, but the feeling didn't feel like I was falling asleep. So I was just so confused. I asked my husband, like, where is he? Where is he? Like, you know, I got a little baby. He's like, he's right here, baby. He's right here. And I'm just like, okay. All right now, because I can't see anything past this. I can't see up and down. I can't see up or down. My son is down here, so it's just like, maybe I could see up, but nothing's up here. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's up there. So I'm just like, I'm just surveying this area right here. This is all I see. I feel like I can see. So if my husband sits down, I can't see him. But if he stands up, I can see him. So I'm just seeing the doctors and the nurses come to my bed to talk to me, and I'm remembering all of these things that are in this view. That's it, literally. I don't understand why. I don't know. So yeah, I'm just like, you know, falling asleep kind of, and I'm just like, I'm tired. My midwife is asking me like, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. She's like, yeah, your body just been through a lot, but let us know how you're feeling. If anything changes, da-da-da, let us know. But are you sure you're okay? Yeah, I'm just tired. Another midwife comes in. These are the caretakers from that facility. They work together with the hospital. So the nurses, the doctors, and the midwives are coming to check on me. Like, they keep coming. So I know in hospitals, like, they check on you a lot and things like that, but I'm not sure they check on you that frequently, and especially because I just got out of the OR. So it's like, you know, they should have done everything in there, and they should be probably checking on me every 30 minutes to an hour, you know. I don't know their schedule, but from what I do know, or from what I can assume, they are checking on me too much. Honestly, they did not leave me alone, or not alone, but just with my husband. Like, a nurse would leave, but another one would still be there. A doctor would leave, but another one would still be there. Like, they stood there. When that last nurse or midwife, I don't even remember which one she was, asked me, am I sure I'm okay? And she held my hand and she looked in my eyes and she said, are you sure you're okay? That's when I said, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if I'm okay, because I feel like something could be wrong, because I'm so tired, but I don't feel tired. I just feel like I need to go to sleep. Like, I feel like I need to go to sleep, but I don't know I don't know how to really explain the feeling. It's like I'm forcing myself to stay up, to stay alert. But it was more so like, I need to take care of myself and my baby. I need to fend for us, so I'm staying up. But my body wanted to go to sleep. I told her, and she asked my husband, is she normally this pale? And he said, no, she's not normally this pale. And he later told me, like, I was trying not to scare you. I didn't want you to get scared, so I didn't overdo my response. But I definitely told them on the side. And then they actually switched my little room thing, because I was in like one corner, and then they asked me like, oh, you want to stay here or would you like to move over there? And I remember that, and I was like, yeah, I would like to go over there. But then once they moved me, a midwife and a nurse and a doctor came back in there again asking me questions. And then either the nurse or the midwife said, you know what, I'm gonna put some pressure on your stomach. And I'm like, okay. Literally, I just got sewn back together, okay? And pushes my stomach in. It pushes it in again. And then blood. TMI. Blood. It was a scenery, for real. It was a scenery. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a scenery. Right then and there, you would have thought I would have panicked. You would have thought, I don't know which, you would have thought, my husband would have panicked. I thought he would have panicked. He told me he was so scared. He didn't even know how, like, I knew he had to be, because looking back at it, thinking back on it, it was scary. But I literally just looked at it like, I had like no emotion on my face, no feelings just coming through, nothing. But I'm gonna tell you this, once that happened, in a good 15 minutes, I felt good. Like, not all the way good, but I felt good. Like, I don't know, like, it just, like, I felt like maybe that was draining me. Like, I don't know. That was only short-lived, that feeling that I felt, because obviously I just lost a lot of blood. So, of course, I had to get a blood transfusion. Yeah. So they go ahead and make sure, you know, they let me know, like, you know, this means that you're gonna need a blood transfusion because you lost a lot of blood. Of course, they left and came back to tell me that, because they got to do everything in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. And then I'm like, yeah, of course. And also, I have been iron deficient since I can remember. Okay, so that, on top of that, is just boo. Okay, so I get the blood transfusion, and that takes about an hour or so, and then They come in checking on me, da da da. Mind you, none of this time I could eat. I could not eat since I walked in that hospital. since I got in that room, I couldn't eat. Matter of fact, I'm lying. My husband ordered us some food. He ordered Uber Eats or whatever, and that was the last thing that I ate that first night that we got there. Not even night, because we got there in the morning. So the afternoon that he ordered the food, that was the only thing that I ate. I could not eat. I could only drink. Now after the blood transfusion, I'm like, oh my goodness, I could finally just hold my baby and just be like during the blood transfusion I was already doing that, because after they pushed that blood out, I already felt better, but they didn't want me to be holding the baby and stuff because they felt like I could just be too weak and get weaker at any moment. Since my husband is there, I'm gonna just make sure he gets that time with him and stuff. But I did have to feed him, and he's breastfed. So yeah, thankfully they already hooked me up and started the blood transfusion by the time it was time for me to feed the baby, so that was great. So yeah, the first time I breastfed my baby, I was getting a blood transfusion. I was just still happy with that, you know. I was just happy with that. Like, I could really cry right now because I was just so thankful that even though this just happened, I'm still here and he's here and healthy, and I'm able to feed my baby, and I feel good right now. I felt good at the moment, you know. Obviously later on I started to get thoughts, like, you know, like I started thinking a bunch of different things that might come through one's mind after going through those things. But y'all know me, I don't let that thing win or whatever. So I stood positive throughout everything, and we kept it moving, we kept it pushing. Me and my baby was Gucci. However, after all of that, we went to our room. It was, I think, 24 hours after I had him, I was able to eat. The first thing I ate was a salad because I don't want to eat too heavy after fasting all of this time. Think about it. This thought just came through my mind, but think about it. They make it seem like you gotta eat all of this heavy food and all that stuff, but why every time it's time to do something surgical or something important with your body, you have to not eat? But y'all be shunning fasting and all that stuff. But not y'all, but you know, a lot of people be shunning fasting, but they don't really know. They don't really know the real tea. I just wanted something nourishing to my body and my soul. I ain't really care about the fact that I couldn't eat nothing hefty. Y'all already know me. Anyway, we got into our room. It was nice, but when we got into that room, I had to get another blood transfusion, y'all. So I got 2 blood transfusions. You could probably guess how much blood that doctor pushed up out of me, child. You could probably guess. Even after that, I also had to get an infusion, an iron infusion, which, if y'all been tuned in to my whole journey with this pregnancy, which I will have the whole playlist linked down below in one of the vlogs. I think the vlog was called I'm Severely Anemic at X amount of weeks pregnant. I don't remember how many weeks I was, but I had to get several infusions because I have been severely anemic throughout the pregnancy. I've been anemic for so long. 6 infusions and 2 transfusions. Okay? I know some people may have had better stories, worse stories, or what you may feel like is worse. However, this is my story. This is our story, our birth story. And it may have been a traumatic experience. However, we just do not dwell on negativity here in this household, on this channel. None of that. None of that, okay? Because that energy does not take over my life. However, I wanted to share it with you guys because it was a part of this journey that I took you guys on with me. So I just decided to share. It just is what it is, and it was what it was. But my baby is here. He's healthy. He's perfect. He's beautiful. I got 2 beautiful, perfect, intelligent baby boys, and I'm just in love. I'm in love with my big family. With my big family, okay? We're not a little family, not the little family, we the big one. You heard? I just love my family, and I just wouldn't have it any other way. Like, of course I would do it all over again for my baby. I would not do it again if I didn't have to, of course, you know what I mean? But for my baby boy that I'm so thankful and grateful for, and I love him so much, yes, you know, I'm just glad that we're okay and we love each other, and we're going to continue to love each other and grow our bonds as a family. That's all that matters. That's what it's all about, you know? It just was something I felt like I needed to share with you guys, so I did. So now that that's off my chest, y'all show me some love in the comments. How y'all do it? How y'all be doing it with the index, like the, I don't know how y'all be doing it. Anyways, if you guys know anybody who has been through a similar situation, please comment a big red heart, or let me know about it. We could chit chat in the comments if anything. But if y'all don't want to do all of that, just comment a big red heart for me. You know what? My favorite heart is the brown one. So y'all can give me the brown heart or the hands. The hands like this. Give me love, I'll give it back. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, because why not join the fan band, okay? And it's free to support me, okay? I will see you guys in the next video.